Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is pulling the market down with a correction. And what does this mean? Well, currently um, we had this channel here, okay? This ascending channel. We tested the top, hit the 44,400 Fibonacci level, and we were rejected. Now, that is a typical move from the bottom because you we encounter the bears, and not only the bears, but we're encountering um, a lot of temporary traders for the week. Okay, so what does it all mean? Well, when we take a look at the daily, we can see that here on the daily we're printing a red candle, a bearish candle. Now, originally it did come close to becoming a bearish engulfing candle. If it was a bearish engulfing candle, meaning, uh, reaching below the open of yesterday, then that would be a problem. Excuse me. Right now it's close. It depends on where we're going to close at, but we do see some buying coming in. Now, there are some levels that are important, and because this level here is the 43,500 level, and that's because that is the area where we broke down the last time. That's the last high before this breakdown to the bottom here. And so what's important to know is that we really need to make a higher high, which we did. We made a higher high here, but we didn't hold it, and it was not a body. Well, I guess it was a body candle. Yeah, we barely made a higher high right here, okay, with the body of the candle, and then we sold off. Now, channels, Bitcoin is famous for breaking a channel and then getting people to sell, and then buyers stepping in, buying it back up, and continuing in that channel, okay? So whether that's the case here or not, we don't really know. Here on the 4-hour, we do see that this ascending channel that we've been in for the past few days was broken, and now buyers are stepping in and trying to close that candle on the 4-hour within the channel. See, there's a wick down here under that channel, okay? So currently right now there's some levels to pay attention to. The 43,500, when we get back above that, we can continue the trend. That's this upper white line here, The next line is going to be 42,900, and that's really what we're testing right now. We're testing that 42,900 level to see if we can hold that. If that does not hold, then the next level will be 42,311, and that will be the Fibonacci. That'll be a Fibonacci price point, and that may hold. What's important for the bulls to hold is the 42,900, because that's where the last high was. If we can't hold above that last high, then that's going to show weakness, right? So when we take a look at the RSI is down back around 50, which is a typical pullback target for the bulls. This is again on the 4-hour time frame, and the stochastics have turned down, showing that we're getting a negative impulse in the market, some selling pressure, and people are less likely to buy at these levels. So the question is, we have 2 hours, roughly 2 hours before the close of this candle. Are we going to close this candle within the channel, or are we within the channel, which is going to be above or at 42,900, or are we going to close it below and see additional selling pressure down to the Fibonacci at the 42,300 price point level? So this is what I'm looking at. In a bull trend, a pullback is a buy opportunity. Now we need to be careful because Bitcoin has been seeing a lot of bearish activity and a lot of selling pressure, and manipulation for quite some time, for many weeks. So now that the bulls have rallied, it's going to be interesting to see if they can hang on to the rally, hang on to the gains. And it's a buy opportunity if the bulls can hang on to it and start consolidating the price. Now there's a couple things there's three scenarios that could happen. One is we push up from here, stay in the channel, okay, and we test that 44,400 area, try to break it again and hit the top of that channel. That is scenario number one. That's the bullish scenario. The neutral scenario is that we go sideways like this and we maintain the 43,000, let's see, the 42,900, 43,000 level. And the last but not least is a bearish breakdown, which then we come down to 42,300, try to hold that. That's a fib level. If that doesn't hold, then we come down and we start testing these lower levels that we were at before, like 40 to 41,000. I'm not willing to say that that's going to happen right now at this point. Now, typically towards the end of the week, we do say, especially after a very bullish week, and it's been very bullish for the bulls, we do see profit taking. We do see some profit taking towards the end of the week by the short-term traders, the weekly traders, and a lot of times the investors will step in and pick up, especially if they believe that price is going to be going higher. A lot of the investors will step in and buy the dip. So at this point, because we are in a daily downtrend, yes, we're in a daily downtrend, we've had a short-term rally here on the daily chart for the past few days, but we're still in a daily downtrend. You can see this this is our last high, and now we're still lower than that last high. So what is the definition of a downtrend? Lower highs and lower lows. Now, I've said in previous videos that what I'd like to see is, if there's a pullback, I'd like to see a pullback to put in a higher low and then find support and buying coming in. That would be a great place to buy in at. If Bitcoin can come down and set in some consolidation and support and create a higher low, that would be a great place to buy in at. Whether that's going to happen before the weekend or not sure. If not, then definitely by next week we would like to see that. And if we do see that higher low forming, even if it does break down a little bit, if we see a higher low, that's going to be a good sign. And I will be buying quite aggressively the higher low. But I will be using strategies to mitigate risk and stop losses, and I will probably scale in. I'm not going to go all in at one point, but I will then start considering scaling in, and from there. And if it is truly a reversal, and we hang on to that reversal, then I will then be scaling in as we go along, and hoping to hit some long-term investment targets, hoping that there will be a reversal. But right now, to be honest, it's a short-term rally. It's difficult to say where it's going to go. We're in a macro uptrend, barely. Well, I wouldn't say barely. We're in a macro uptrend on the weekly, and that's important. But that is being challenged by a lot of selling and a lot of bear activity. And we did have a reprieve off the bottom of 39, which is important. And we do so far have a weekly candlestick that's green, okay? But we need to close the week green and start next week green to show that there could be some momentum to this rally off of the 39K level, okay? Currently, stochastics, RSI turning down and stochastics turning down, has crossed over. So we're getting some negative impulses, we're getting some selling pressure. Where it will end, when it will end, when will the stochastic and the RSI level off and turn back up, not really sure. So we're going to be watching the market. Now altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin, a lot of them, so be careful. Just so you know, when Bitcoin corrects, the altcoins will, as you see, there's a lot of red in the market right now, a lot of profit taking. And when Bitcoin rallies, you're going to see a lot of strength in a lot of those coins. Okay, coins to watch are the really strong ones and the quality projects. Rose has been really strong lately, FTM really strong lately, and AVAX really strong lately. So those are ones to watch. Let's see what excuse me. So let's go ahead and see briefly what other coins we can see. Let's see. Aave, I really like Aave. Aave looks, actually Aave is seeing some purchasing, some buying on the 4-hour. Now that even with Bitcoin correcting, so that's interesting. Although we do see down here that we do have red on the daily, but they're actually buying here this 210 area. Will it hold? Not sure. Stochastics is turning down. We don't have RSI turning up yet, so that remains to be seen where that's going to go. Now you can see over here in the red, my watch list here is mostly red. We've got a little bit of green. API 3 is actually rallying a little bit, holding on to a little bit of its gains. CeeLo is holding on to some gains, 2.4%. Doge and CTSI still holding on to some gains, barely. Doge barely hanging on. DYDX 3%. FTM, no surprise, FTM has been very strong. 2.4%. Near protocol, crazy. Now this one is crazy, up 9.6% today, and there you go. There's that rally, very, very strong. Now there are certain coins that the market selects, and they rally hard, even when Bitcoin is not. Okay, so as long as Bitcoin is not just crashing, you're going to see certain very select projects rally. But as you can see in my watch list here, you know, the majority are red. Okay. So there you have it, friends. I don't want to make it too long. Bitcoin is correcting currently right now, 42,906. And the question is, are we going to hang on to those levels? Levels that I talked about earlier? Not really sure. It's very possible that we could. Whether this channel will continue or not, I'm not sure. We might see some sideways action going into Friday, some volatility, and then possibly a resummation of some kind of a rally on low volume over the weekend. And hopefully next week we'll be ready to run hard again, pushing up higher. Take care, friends. Thank you for watching. Please click like. We will see you in the next video. Take care.